All right. Well, happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to our January 13th Happy Half Hour call. It's Jamie Swanson, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys tonight. So, I'm really excited and just have some fun stuff. And I did put it in a little PowerPoint presentation just because if you've done any trainings with me, you know that I kind of like chase squirrels. So this is just the best thing to do. Okay. So I can't guarantee that we won't be chasing squirrels anyway, but at least we'll have something to look at together. So all right, can you guys see where it says business building booster?
Yeah.
All right, so for the new year, the first happy half hour call, this is kind of like kind of the direction we're hoping to go in to kind of give you some ideas for bookings and just a little bit of motivation and inspiration here. So we are just going to go ahead and get started with that. All right, let's see if I can figure out this presentation. All right, so would you guys agree that bookings are the lifeline of our business? Okay. And if we don't have the bookings, it doesn't matter how good of a host coacher we are or how much, training we've done or whatnot. Because if we can either in a virtual party or an in-home party, just get the people in front of us. Like if we can get those bookings, it just makes sales naturally happen because we've got that audience of people that we want to be in front of. And then we can show all those skills that we have to hopefully turn that into sales, which will hopefully turn into future bookings because that's your number one place that you're probably going to find future bookings, and then also find those new members for your team. So we really want to help make sure that every month you've got the bookings that you want. All right, so just by show of hands, who needs bookings this month? Do jumping jacks if you've got all the bookings that you want for this month. Okay, I can only see a little bit, but I don't see that. So in the chat, I would love to hear how many bookings it is that you're looking for this month, and maybe this month is different than next month. I mean, but for me, like I kind of have a non-negotiable what I just don't stop until I have that number of bookings. And does it happen sometimes that I don't? Yeah, it does. But then other months I may have three more than I really was looking for. So I'm put in the, and I can't even see the chat. Oh, I can. It's just on a different screen. So let me see. All right. So Sarah taking anything, she's running dry. Amy would like to have 8 more virtual parties. Catherine, 4 a month, keeping it simple. All right. Who else? I'd love to hear a little bit more because there's, right. Sue wants 3. Let's see. Tanya would like to get 2 or 3. Beverly would like to have 10 or more a month, and she's at 8. Oh, excellent. We may need to hear more about that. And Karen
Mhm.
wants 8. Okay. So the reason I ask is if you don't know how many bookings you want, there's a real good chance that you're just going to give up way sooner than necessary, because I told you that it's pretty non-negotiable, like how many bookings that I am going to go for, because there's a couple of things that are tied to that. My income that I'm dependent on each month. Also the perks, like I want all the perks that Pampered Chef has to offer. So if I just say, I'm just going to take whatever I can get on my calendar this month, it's not giving me something to shoot for. And I'll probably be willing to settle for like 1 or 2 bookings, whereas I really need to have, 8 to 12 bookings. So I really encourage you to have a concrete number in your head. And I really just don't stop doing the reach outs until I'm comfortably booked. And oftentimes I overbook because what happens, people get sick. Like did 3 cooking shows this weekend. And if I was in any of those other counties, so that was a good thing that I was in one of 2 counties that didn't get affected, because I would have been real sad for this double incentive points for the incentive trip, not having those 3 parties. So that would have really crushed my goal for this week. So anyway, I would say, as a good new practice for the new year, know what you want and just work to it and work until you make that happen. And then what kind of bookings are you looking for? I mean, if you're just exclusively doing table, that's absolutely fine. If you're willing to do some cooking shows, some virtual. So that's the camp that I'm in. I would love to do all cooking shows, but it's really, in my best interest to pad my schedule with some virtual parties as well. And I'm totally fine with catalog parties. Like I often have, very, very good catalog parties that are going on. So try to be more specific, as you're thinking about the bookings, like what it is that you're looking for, because that way what you're trying to reach out to get to put on your calendar. All right. Now, how many of you are tracking your reach out? So I want to hear in the chat either yes or no. I track the reach outs that I do for bookings, and that could be in your party. It could be like when you're doing green dotting on Facebook. It could be when you're reaching out to past customers, past hosts. How many of you are doing that? And if you are doing it, tell me how you're tracking. I want to know your system. So are you just doing it on with pen and paper? Do you have a tracking? Do you have like a formal form? Is it something you're doing digitally? So I'm going to go back through the chat because I think this is super, super important. Okay, let's see. Right, so Catherine, I guess you were the first one. So no, you're not tracking. Amy is an inconsistent tracker, and you guys, I'd consider myself that too. But this is the new year, new me, new tracking system. And they always say train on what you want to get better at. So this is why we are here.
That's true.
The Christina does do a good job tracking. Tanya, Wendy, Sarah, listen, maybe I need you guys to train me. This is good. Okay. Kathy, sometimes yes, sometimes no. All right, Wendy's just doing a old style pen and paper with notebook. Perfect. All right, Carolyn is using her iPad. Sue, I track and always have for the last 4 years and 10 months. That is incredible. So Sue, I might partner with you to to get some ideas, and maybe that would be a good standalone training for us. All right, let's see. I'm poor at tracking. I tend to chase squirrels. So Deborah, you were in good company. So just know that. Melanie said no. Wendy, I text or email with personal information. And Kathy, when she does, it's pen and paper, tracking on paper. Tanya started several years ago using pen and paper, tracking form, and do it. So oftentimes what happens, if I find one of those handy dandy tracking forms through the home office, I'll print out a couple and start real strong, and then I just lose it. So I'm going to share with you guys my tracking system and then a new one. So for all of you that said no, or those of you that are inconsistent like myself, today is a new day. We are all gonna, that's just gonna be like, I think if we can finish this month strong, we're gonna see a stronger business because we're gonna know who to follow up with. Because so often we'll send a text message or send a message through Facebook and we're like, oh my gosh, I know that I'll go back and follow up with them. But how often do we really do? Because that's a lot of scrolling to try to figure out. So don't depend on just your memory and hopefully being able to pull your phone. So I've just got a spiral notebook that's a 5 subject. So when I do track, at least it's all in the same place. So the things that I am tracking and just keeping up with is I have my customer care in one section. I have my booking follow-ups in another section. I have my recruit leads in another section. And then I have like a place for training notes too. So that way, as long as I can find my notebook, I am good to go. Another just simple thing that you could do, I had to get one of my boys to grab the 3-ring binder. And I kind of like the idea of the 3-ring binder because you can add like page protectors and like with this much special and, whether it be the recruiting promotion or the booking, and you can do something as simple as just take a little, customer care, like this would be your customer care. I just use some like packing tape and a little, just a little Post-it note. That would be like B for booking and then R for recruiting. So it does not have to be anything super fancy or super technical. I think really the biggest thing is just do it. Okay. All right. I think this next slide is going to be pretty, you guys are, if you haven't seen this before, it's just mind blowing. So I know you can read it, but I'm going to read it out because every time I see this, it makes me realize I'm leaving a lot of business on the table. This was actually a topic at a networking group that I was at last week, and I realized that I was not alone. There are a lot of people that just do not do the follow up like they should. So 48% of sales people never follow up with a prospect. Okay, so that's pretty crazy that if you somebody says that they want to purchase something or to book a party, there's 48% of that they're just not touching base with them again. So guess what? They're taking their business somewhere else. Okay. 25% of sales make a second contact and stop. How many of you feel like you've done that? Like I reached out to them and then I touched base with them again. I'm taking the silence as a no. Anybody guilty of that? Okay. Oftentimes I probably do, but probably even more for me is that lack of tracking. I just forget. Again, those squirrels are going on, and then I just move right on to the next shiny thing. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. So, it's getting even smaller. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. All right. So here's the real sobering statistics. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. Okay. So that is not a lot. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% are made on the third contact. 10% are on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. Now, that does not give you permission to be a pest. We are not telling you that. We are not telling you to badger anybody, but do not be afraid to do the follow-up, because I am so guilty of somebody reaching out. Actually, somebody from another direct sales company just messaged me like 3 minutes before I hopped on. I looked at her message, but like I just didn't have time to do it. Now, when I get off of here, I've got 2 little boys I've got to get to bed, laundry to do, dishes to do. So there's a real good chance that just in my mind, I'm just going to forget. And it's not intentional. It's not that I don't want to talk to her. It just, my life happened. So hopefully I'll remember to go back and acknowledge whatever she said. But there's a good chance that I just may forget. I'm real guilty so often of looking at my phone at a stoplight and just looking and then going on. By the time I get home, I've got 12 other messages. That thing is the farthest from my mind. So if that person doesn't come back and follow up with me, there's a real good chance that I'm just going to forget altogether. So it might be just like if I were to reach out. So let's just say that Carolyn is the person in my party that I'm chatting with, or she's the person that had said, before Christmas, hey, like contact me after Christmas. I'd like to have a party, or I'd like to make a purchase. So with good tracking, I'll remember to give Carolyn a call, or shoot her a text, or chat with her through Facebook. If she doesn't answer the first time, I can't be offended by that, because guess what? I'm busy too. It doesn't mean that she doesn't love me. She doesn't like me. She doesn't want to do business with me. It might be that it was just a weird time when she saw the message. So my follow-up to her may be just something as simple as like, hey, Carolyn, I know it was really busy right after the holidays. I just wanted to make sure you saw my message. And then hopefully she's going to respond to it. But if she doesn't, I'm going to set a little reminder or make a little note in my notebook to go back and follow up with her within, I don't know, 3 to 5 days after that. Just to say, Carolyn, just want to remind you that, January, host rewards were double like we talked about in December. Is this something you still want to do? Did that sound pushy? No, I don't think so. It just sounded like I was being professional. Hopefully it sounded like I was being professional. And I really had her best interest at heart, because you know what? Double free doesn't come around but twice a year. And like that's really the best host month that we can offer them. So when you make it about them, it really doesn't seem pushy or sleazy or whatever. But I just really, really, really want to encourage you to just not just reach out and stop. It really may take multiple times to make that happen. But how many of you feel like you're following up to 5 to 12 times? Okay, I'm going to tell you. If we get to number 8 to 12, I'm probably just going to be done. I'm assuming that they're dead, or that they've blocked me on Facebook or something. I don't know, but anyway, I just try to make it fun, try to make it about them. But how many of you would like to see your bookings and your sales increase this year because you are willing to be that superstar consultant that's totally willing to follow up and do that? In show of hands, anybody? All right. Has anybody seen these statistics before? I know the leaders have. We've seen it a couple of times. But does this give you a little hope, a little inspiration to keep going? Good. And I would say if you're just using a notebook, maybe just start some columns, and then put on there that like if I reached out to Catherine today, mark that I sent her a message through Facebook Messenger. Maybe she doesn't have Facebook Messenger on her phone. So the next time I follow up with her, maybe it will be like through text message, or maybe, through email. So maybe vary the way that you're doing your follow up, because that may be, that may be just part of the problem. Maybe that's just not their best method. And you know what? People just don't listen to their voicemail hardly anymore. So just, and anytime I do leave, because I love a phone call, you guys could imagine, as much as I love to talk, I'm totally good with a phone call. But anytime I leave somebody a message, I follow up right up with a text message and just say, "Hey Sue, it's Jamie Swanson with Pampered Chef. Left you a voicemail, but I often don't answer, calls that I don't know the number. So I just wanted to let you know it was me." But I would still consider that one reach out. Okay, so that would not be 2 and 3. All right. So who is ready to add some parties to their calendar? Whoop, whoop. I know I am. I actually had one for this Thursday cooking show that this lady has been so hard to get up with. And I finally just said to her, I was like, "Girl, I've got to figure out my childcare situation for Thursday. You've got to let me know something." And so she still hadn't told me really. She's like, "I just can't do anything this week." And I'm like, "Totally good. That just gives me motivation in the next 24 hours to find somebody to replace her, because that's important." So jot this down. If you are a seasoned consultant and have been around, for a couple of years, I would highly encourage you to go back through Consultants Corner, and every January and every June that you've been in the business, write those hosts down. Those are going to be some people for you to follow up with this week. They potentially know how good the double free rewards are, and you would love to invite them to host again so they can reap those rewards. Okay. So those folks that said, "Please follow up with me after Christmas," now's your time to shine, folks. There's plenty of those people that were probably saying, "Oh, I can't do anything until after Christmas." But many of us, like myself included, probably didn't write all of those folks down. So it may be a little bit of a egg hunt for me to go back through parties, go back through private messages to figure out who those folks were. But this year is going to be different. I'm going to use my handy dandy little tracking notebook religiously, so I'll do that. So find those folks that are ready to do something. All right. Any of your hosts that have rescheduled? So maybe go back through, if you keep a paper calendar, or even just through your parties in Consultants Corner, see those that never got submitted, and like Carolyn and I were on a call this morning, and they were talking about the parties that didn't qualify, or that never were submitted. Maybe they had some sales. This would be a great month to just invite them to kind of re-up, like, "Hey, we've got double free rewards. You've already got some sales. How would you like to do another party, or share your same link? I'll update the dates and get that out." So that would be a great way to get some additional orders, or even a party out of it. And here's the reality: if it was a October, November, or even December party, those folks that have already ordered, guess what? They didn't get everything they wanted. Tell your host to make sure that, you know, they are invited again. And if you did it as a Facebook party, I would just like revamp that same group. Those folks are there. Let's get them excited again. All right, so this would be really, I mean, this is for anybody. Number 4 would be for anybody, but if you're newer and you don't have January or June from the double free in the past, think about all those folks that have invited you to different parties. So have you been invited to a Tupperware, or, you know, 31 when that was going strong, or some type of jewelry party, a makeup party, or somebody that's in some type of sales, just like this lady that just slid into my inbox. You know, invite those folks that have invited you, because obviously those are the folks that you know like a good party, and they host parties most likely to enjoy the perks of the rewards. So so those would be a good group of people to reach out to. All right, so any of your guests in your parties or customers that have what we have is the January specials, so you know, like the cup zester, the rapid prep mandolin, the prep and store system. You guys, if y'all are not showing that prep and store system, like, I know everybody doesn't love it like I do, but I am selling that thing this month because it's on sale and because I'm showing it. So in virtual parties and in in-person parties, I am taking that thing, I am showing it, and folks are buying it. They may not buy the whole kit and caboodle, but they're buying at least one or the other. So find out. There's a couple of different ways. If you are doing a Google survey, go back through there and see if you can find you know, folks that want the twist and chop, maybe that want the prep system, the cup zester. Those would be great folks to reach out to this month, to first start with offering them the opportunity to host a party. And if they're like, no, I'm just not interested now, make sure they know that that those items that are on their wish list are 20% off this month, because, you know, a couple of good orders like that could turn into your own catalog party. So highly encourage that. Now, another thing that I didn't put on here, but I would really recommend it. I know everybody's not a huge fan of doing a live video, but if you will get that, if you've got the twist and chop, if you are not sharing videos from your kitchen or from home office, like on all of your social media, you're really missing out. Folks are buying that thing left and right. And that's one of the 60% off January specials. So I have booked parties, actually booked one, on Friday, that we started on Saturday just as a catalog party, you know, specifically for the twist and chop. So so Pampered Chef made it really easy with double rewards and some good 60% off items too. So what I would love for you to do is feel free to screenshot this or take a picture, but I'd love for you to make a list of at least 10 to 20 people to reach out to starting tonight. So if you're pumped up and excited like I am, go ahead and start. Go ahead and start doing your messages between now and Wednesday. And I say Wednesday, I mean, obviously you can go longer, but this is when you're excited, and this is going to impact the rest of your month. So if you wait until next week to do it, guess what? You ain't going to do it. So like, let's just not even play any games. I'm just going to tell you, I wouldn't either. So do it while you're excited, do it while it's fresh on your mind. And I think that will be beneficial. We have got the perfect amount of time. All right, so there, I was looking for some different things, and I really want to give you guys some words to share, like on how to, you know, maybe like what to say. And once I stumbled upon this little video, I was like, this is what they need more than, actually the words to say, because, you know, like, in Consultants Corner, and I'll actually grab, I'll show you real quick where, let me see if this new, does this Pampered Chef tab pull up? Did a new page come up? Okay, real quick. There's several different places that you can find the copy and paste words to say. But I'm going to share a little video with you, and then I will share in our Happy Half Hour recording and the extra resources. I'll share all of this. I'll share the that little graphic with the statistics. I'll share this video. But once you, right here under the January snapshot, just the booking tips, there's some great copy and paste words here. Okay. The January one is really focused on the Heartstone, but you can clean that up. But click there, copy. There's great words for that, for February host. When you're thanking your customers for their order. So if you don't know about this little booking templates, it's a great little resource. And even for guest who ghost, like that's what we were talking about. That's your follow-up message for that. All right, so let me get back to, I told y'all we'd chase at least a few squirrels tonight. I like to stay on target for. All right, so let's see. Hopefully this is coming up. All right, I practiced this earlier. Okay, so I think Carolyn, I need to go back and click something for volume, don't I? You're on mute.
You have to do that before you share your screen.
Okay. Okay. Before I share my screen. Okay. So, all right. So I'll unshare. Oh, I'll stop share.
And then when you click share, there's some check boxes at the bottom.
Okay. Share.
And then just the share your computer.
Okay, yep. All right. All right, so we're back at my little pink thing here. All right, and then I'll go here. And this is actually a little bit old. It's from 2021, and it's talking about summer. So just just imagine we're thinking winter, not necessarily the same things, but this was really inspiring to me. And because I can give you the words that I use, but if it's not from your heart, I really believe that it's doing yourself a disservice. So let's listen to Sherry.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sherry Baker, Executive Director from Massachusetts, and I'm coming to you today to share with you how our mindset is so important when it comes to getting bookings and filling our calendars. So I want to share with you, back in May, this past May, I was really on the struggle bus. It was one of the worst months I've ever had. And the thing about it was, what was so frustrating is that I was doing the work. So I was sending out 30 messages a day, every single day, Monday through Friday, the entire month, with next to no results. In fact, I think I had 5 parties the entire month from all of that work. And so Kathy Cocazella and I had a coaching call scheduled. I like to call her our Pampered Chef Whisperer because she's so great. But anyways, I was sharing with her my frustrations. And I said to her, look, I totally get if I don't have bookings when I don't do the work. And that has happened to me before. But when I'm putting in this much work with 0 results, I am so frustrated. So she asked me a question. It was a great question. She said, okay, so what words are you using to get your bookings? I said, oh gosh, I'm using great words. They were shared with me by someone else. They're great. I'm copy pasting, sending it to everyone. And so then she asked me another great question. She said, so what's your favorite product, summertime product? So remember, this is May, so we're going into summer. What's your favorite Pampered Chef product for the summer? And I was like, oh my gosh, my Rock Crock Grill Stone is the best thing ever. I can't believe anybody wouldn't have it in their kitchen. This is why. And I went nuts, right? And she was listening and she said, oh gosh, yes, I can hear your passion. This is exactly what you're missing, is the passion piece of what you have to offer to your guests and your hosts. So that being said, when I got off the phone with her, I really took to heart what she said. The passion piece is missing. I'm just blanketly copying, pasting messages that I'm getting from other people. It's not coming from me. And I'm not sharing what they're going to walk away with when they have a party with me. So what I did when I got off the phone is I sat down and I did a complete brain dump. Okay. And so here's my brain dump. This is the original. Okay. And it says what Pampered Chef has to offer to my host, guests, family, and friends. And the list goes on and on. I cannot believe what we have to offer to all of our guests and our family and our friends. And I got excited when I started writing this down. And then I read it over and over again before I composed my own booking message to send out to people and let them know when they have a party with me, what they are going to walk away with, and that it is worth their time for them and their friends. And let me tell you the results. So after I did this, I started sending out messages. Within my first 5 messages that I sent out, I had a booking, and I was like jumping up and down screaming because, you know, I was having a little difficult time, right? And then from there, I just kept getting them. I just kept getting them. And so my June was completely booked. My July was completely booked. My August is completely booked. Believe it or not, my September is completely booked. And all it was this mindset of connecting to what we have to offer to our guests and our hosts. And you guys, we have so much. So I hope this helps. Sit down, think about what you have to offer. Think about what your customers are going to walk away with when they have a party with you. Think about your very favorite product and what you can share with them on that. And I don't know, you might see some amazing results. So I hope that helps. Bye, everyone.
So that
Wow.
that was exactly what I needed to hear today too, because me too, like I want to hear what Crystal's sending as a, you know, a message, what Amy's sending to her customers, but it really, really takes coming from you, coming from your heart, what you're excited about, to get people excited too. So, all right, what questions do you guys have? We're right at time, but I'd love to make sure we cover any questions. All right, Carolyn.
I just have a comment to add on that. Some of y'all might remember Chastity Jeff from the leadership. When she was on my team, she was like, she raced up the director ladder, and then it didn't fit in her stuff because she just has so many things going on. So she's now coaching and soccer because she's also a teacher and an educator. So I got on a call with her because she has a new book, and she said something that fits right with this. She said, do you know what my secret was? And I was with another team member, Kathy, and I were on with her. And she said, Carolyn, do you remember what my favorite product was? And I said, yeah, Chastity, it was the blender. And no joke, like you still can probably go back to her thing. She said, well, all I focused on was selling the blender because I loved the blender. And I thought everybody on this planet needed the blender in their kitchen. Now, I will tell you, because I could see her stats, she didn't just sell blenders, but she was excited about the blender. And that's what her videos were. And that's when she was sitting at the soccer field and turned to her friend and said, have you seen the blender? Like that, find the couple of products that you're excited about. And that's what you want to talk about. You've got the whole catalog that you can sell. But if you're excited about something that we have, especially when it's unique, like the rock or the blender or, you know, our air fryer that's got shelves in it, or, you know, whatever it is. So find that 1 or 2 products that's your favorite product that you use every day. And that's what you focus on selling. You don't have to sell the whole catalog.
I agree. Good. All right. Any other questions or comments? So I did my own birthday bash this past week, and I really didn't do it as a traditional like Facebook party. I shared like specials, and I only came in and did live videos. Like I did dinner tonight, and I made tomato basil soup earlier this week. And but one of the things I did was I found my top 10 from the year, and you guys, it's like Twix-It clips and, you know, like little stuff. But my number 5 item was the rapid prep mandolin. And so I broke it down 10 through 6 yesterday, did a video, showed each one of those, the things that, you know, like the pivot peeler, you know, I used it to, you know, a peel a cucumber that went in lunch boxes today. And then today, like I just had them sitting on the edge of their seat. So today I shared 5 through number 1, and it was so much fun. But, you know, obviously the rapid prep mandolin has been on sale a couple of times, so that helped. But I sold 78 of those last year because I love it. I talk about it at every single party, in person, virtual. Even if, you know, in person, I'm bringing a potato or like an apple or something, they are going to see that thing and why they need it in their kitchen. So you find that thing that excites you, and just keep sharing, All right. So I'm going to post I'll do the recording in the featured post up at the top. of Sharing Spoon, and that link will be shared for anybody that's maybe not on Sharing Spoon. And then I'm going to do a post that says, show me your tracker. And then this week, I want you to take a picture, send and put a selfie of you and the tracker that you are committed to using in 2025. Because if we're going to thrive in 2025, we got to track it. Okay. All right, you guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week.